Hi, I'm Tiffani Patlan, host of the Tiffani Talks Health and Wellness podcast, where I discuss tools, tips, and techniques to heal your mind, body, and soul. I am on a godly mission to heal the world. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining me today for episode 50, where I want to share with you how to celebrate the new year in 2023. You see, I went ahead and did some research because I wanted to learn how to celebrate the new year in a way that I never have before. So if you're anything like me, you might be used to getting all dolled up, making sure you have a hot date or a group of girlfriends to, get together and go, endure some shenanigans. Drinking was always a thing. You do shots, you drink, you eat, you stay up all night till midnight, and then maybe even longer after that. And then the next day, you're wondering why the hell you did that. So those of you that follow my journey, you know that I have been doing everything I can to just basically purge. Our healing is never done, and the more and more I walk in my healing journey, the more I find myself asking questions. Why do I do this? Why do I do that? And when it comes to New Year's, it's been a few years where my husband and I both realized that it's just not worth it to get drunk to the point where you're hungover the next day. And especially if you have young ones, because guess what? They still have needs. You still need to take care of your children. So why were we doing that to ourselves? So we decided to no longer do that. And instead, we're actually going to celebrate New Year's Day. So if you're thinking about what it is that you can do, I would highly recommend not bringing in the new year, staying up late, getting drunk, doing all those things, but why not just celebrate the actual day, which would be the first? Maybe spending quality time with your family, going out and do things that you don't normally do. And then I started thinking about, yes, that's nice, do stuff with my family. I have little ones, a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old, and then my 15-year-old as well. And I thought about going sledding, because it just snowed. I live in Utah, and we were just blessed with a beautiful blanket of snow. Normally, I would look that in a negative way, but I'm doing everything I can to look on the bright side and just be grateful for that, So we could go sledding, and we could just have an amazing time. My kids can make fun of me when they fall on my butt, laughter. There's nothing more than that a parent loves and seeing their child not just succeed, but when they laugh. Like you ever see babies, when you see videos of a baby, how can you not smile? How can you not laugh when you hear that little precious baby innocent giggle, or, your children? Laughter is the best medicine, right? So anything that you could think of to do like that. And then I started thinking, okay, but what about me? What about me personally? What can I do for this new year to not only celebrate the new year, but how do I end this year? And I had a thought. And what that is to do, you could call it a journaling assignment, whatever you want. But I have the desire to reflect on my accomplishments for the past year, especially when you have those moments in time when you maybe feel like you haven't accomplished much. If you feel like there's things that you wish you could have done that you didn't do, I understand that feeling. It can be heavy, and it can weigh you down. And that's when depression can set in, especially this time of year, the winter blues. It's no joke. And I understand that. So I decided I'm going to sit there and write out all of my accomplishments for this year. And I'll just give you a couple examples that pop off on the top of my head. This year, see, it's challenging. Like it's hard. It's like, what did I do this year? I was blessed with 6 interns this year that helped me tremendously build my business. Shout out to Grant Ailes. He's awesome. He actually is my podcast producing assistant. He helps me with these podcasts, and I'm so grateful for him and for all the other ones that have helped me. They've helped me with my businesses. They're helping me to expand and grow, which in turn is going to bless them. So they're going to reap the fruits of their labor. And it's just a beautiful thing. And I'm truly blessed for that. It's been an opportunity for me to step up into that leadership role. And that is a very high sense of accomplishment for me. This year, I was hoping to complete my TEDx speech, but I haven't done it yet. Have I made progress? Yes, I have. I have actively started applying. There's an application process for those of you that don't know. I've been told that it takes at least an average of 86 rejections before you get accepted. And that's just like the average. Some people can get it immediately. Some people, it takes longer than that. So I'm not there yet. My speech is not completed, but I know that I have made progress. So I need to give myself grace, and gratitude for that. I can sit here and choose to think, well, I haven't done it yet, and this, that, and the other. But the only thing that's going to do for me is bring me down. It's not going to bring me up. So I'm choosing to look at what I did do. What did I accomplish? Well, I got further along. Understanding more of the structure of what's expected of me in order to write this. So there's definitely progress. And you know what? I'm proud of myself for that. So there's 2 of them right there. So I just encourage you to think about that. Think about all of the things that you possibly can think of that you have accomplished. Do not compare yourself to others. Just think about you, what feels good to you on the inside that you have accomplished. Maybe you taught your child how to use the toilet. Maybe you taught your children the ABCs. That's extremely important because you are pouring into a young little mind who's going to grow up to be, you never know, something incredible and amazing. So there's so many things. Just make sure that when you do this, that you're coming up with things that actually resonate with you as a person, as an individual. Then I thought, what's something else I can do? I don't want to just do this one thing. Like I want more. What else is there? What else can I do? And then I thought I can also think about the lessons that I've learned this past year. And there's a lot. I learned that there are many, 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 many layers to forgiveness. You just think about it. Oh, to forgive somebody, you forgive them. And if you're the type of person that understands forgiveness, then that's where you're at. You're like, okay, I need to forgive people. And it's kind of just there. Or you can be on the opposite end of the spectrum where you believe that forgiveness okays the actions of that person, but that's not true. And I'm speaking from experience, and I'm not the only one. So if that's you, I'd love to help you work through that because there really is freedom in forgiving. What you're doing is releasing that hurt, that anger, that pain. You do not deserve to carry that within you just because somebody else decided to make a wrong choice that actually hurt you. You don't deserve that. You deserve better. You deserve freedom. You deserve to only carry light within you. You can make choices to not be around this person anymore. You can make choices to have them put in jail if it was that horrific, or, set up healthy boundaries. Maybe this person's still in your life, but I'm not going to talk to this person about these topics because I know what they're going to do. Things like that. There's a way. There's always a way around it when it comes to forgiveness. But really, it is for you, because when you're holding on to any type of negative emotion, whether it's betrayal, anger, anything like that, what it does is it weighs you down. It does not benefit you and it does not help you. And you're basically holding on to it. It's like a suppressed emotion because you won't let it go. So anytime something similar happens, or in your mind, your subconscious mind, if you feel like you're having an experience and it's just going to be the same thing you experienced before, you'll end up tapping into that suppressed emotion and you will react from that place. And it could be anger, it could be distrust, it could be a ton of things. So it doesn't serve you in any way. It makes things worse. So um, there's my little spiel about forgiveness, but that's just something that was really important for me to understand this year. It's a lesson that I learned that I'm extremely grateful for. Forgiveness has many, many layers. I forgave my mother for not being there for me in the way that I needed her to be there for me. But when I went to a recent retreat, I just realized there was a woman there. Shout out to Patricia McHale. She's an amazing person, and she was crying about the fact that her mom was gone. And I was blessed with the opportunity to be there for her and stand in that space for her while we did this special ritual. And even though her mom did her wrong, did some things she shouldn't have done, she still missed her and it hurt. And I remember her saying, "Can't we just love our moms?" And when she said that, it hit me. And I have already experienced forgiveness with my mother, but yet I don't know how to explain it except for it felt like I was able to see something that I never saw before because I was stepping into a new layer of forgiveness. So as my family drove back from California to Utah, where I live, my mother lives in Las Vegas, and I just had this compelling feeling to just meet with my mother, not to say anything, not to hash anything out. Oh, you did this, you need to heal, blah, blah, blah. But just to hug her and hold her. Because my goal was just to let her know that I love her. That was it, for her to feel my love. And so I did that. And I recorded it for all the other women that were there, because I know that when any of us step out with courage to do something like that, that's hard, that's scary, that's challenging, you're basically giving other people permission, if you will, to do the same thing in their own lives. You're also inspiring other people. You're encouraging other people. You're motivating other people to do the same thing. And the feedback that I got from them was beautiful. I made a huge impact just by doing that, not just for me and my mother, but for all those women that experienced this whole thing with me. So I think somebody out there needed to hear this. Otherwise, I wouldn't have gone so deep into forgiveness, because I don't have this episode scripted. I'm just truly speaking from my heart. So I hope that resonates with you. And if it did, by all means, leave me a comment. I would love to hear what you have to say or just respond to you. The other thing I came up with on how to celebrate the new year in 2023, or even, to reflect on 2022, was to create little mini videos. So for those people that really made a difference in my life, and those people would be the man and the woman, Chip and Quay. Shout out to you, Chip and Quay Ball. They are marriage mentors. They also have the heart to baptize people and bring them to Jesus. And they did that for me. These people have been such an amazing, beautiful blessing in my life. And I love them more than my words could ever express. And so I'm going to do that for them. I'm going to create just a simple little mini clip. So if you can imagine me just like this with my phone, and I'm just going to sit there and pour my heart out and tell them how I feel, because I want to have an attitude of gratitude. And even though I feel that, I want them to know that. And I know, just think about that. When somebody has ever said, "Thank you so much for doing this for me, for being that for me. You made me feel incredible. You helped save me. You did," like it does something to that other person. And, when you have an attitude of gratitude, you bring more blessings into your life. And so I thought, why not do that? Reach out, just it doesn't even have to be that long. You know what I mean? And I thought, well, there's a lot of people that I would love to do that with. So I'm going to do that all day. Maybe even on New Year's Eve, I'll do that. Just create those little mini clips and just send them to them, and just to tell them thank you. Just thank you for everything. And I know that that's going to mean something to them. And in turn, I will be blessed. And I just loved the idea of doing that. So that's also on my list. So now for 2023, I thought, what else can I do? And then I started thinking, why not pan out 2023 by month? Meaning, what goal do I want for January? What's one big thing, or maybe a small thing, medium size, whatever works for you? What is one thing that you would love to accomplish in the month of January? Then what's one thing you want to accomplish in the month of February, March, etc., and so forth. And I thought that was really good. And you can just have, the entire month to make sure that you accomplish that one thing. And so I'm going to do that. So I'm going to be doing this with you guys. So you're not alone. But I would, if you're somebody who is just tired of the way your life has been, if you're tired of the way that you feel, if you're full of anxiety and depression, if you're just full of mental illness, if you're full of pain, if you're full of hurt, if you're full of anger, and you find that your life is just not what you want it to be, now's the time to take control of your life. Start thinking about those things that you want to accomplish, not for anybody else, for you, and start planning out your life for the whole year. Each month, one thing that you want to do for yourself. And when you plan things, you can typically, more than likely, get them accomplished. Now, life happens. So if for any reason you're not able to accomplish something, go with the flow. Give yourself grace. You still have however many other months to go. So never allow that to discourage you from continuing on with your goals. And if you need help with this, remember, I am always here to help you. And I think the other thing about being able to accomplish goals, there's something to be said about having a morning and an evening routine. This way that you're taking care of yourself on the daily basis, mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I believe that when you do that, you're more able to accomplish your goals. I'll just share this with you. I had a pretty big goal here in December, but my entire month was shot due to my 15-year-old son, who ended up befriending the wrong person. He ended up hanging around the wrong person, and this person did a number on him. And yeah, and it took out my entire month of December. So I had to make a decision to either, it was a choice. I could fall down and get discouraged and be like, why give up? And it didn't work out and blah, blah, blah. I could do that, but that's not going to do anything for me except for just bring me down. I'm not going down anymore. I've been there. I am not going back. So how can I lift myself up? How can I do that? I give myself grace. I'm going with the flow. Something good is going to come from all of this. And maybe I can, redo my monthly goals. So that's what's going to happen. So I know some people don't like that saying, it is what it is, but I just don't want to look at it in a negative way and bring myself down. That's a choice. It's a choice to do that. You don't have to do that. You just need to be strong in your mind to do that. I wasn't. There was a point in my time where I was not strong in my mind, but that's what my healing journey was all about. I had to learn how to practice emotional management. I had to learn how to acknowledge my emotions. I had to learn what trauma I was holding within me that was causing me to react this way, to do these things, to not do these things, to speak this way, what have you. And when I started to notice those things, that's the beauty of it. When you know those things, you have an opportunity to change it. So, and those can be part of your monthly goals. That way you can get there and accomplish these things. Okay, so I have two more things to help you to celebrate the new year in 2023. Now, I know you've all heard of affirmations. To those of you that haven't, affirmations are positive statements that you say to yourself. Whatever the mind of man believes it can achieve. That's a quote from Napoleon Hill. And it's true. because our minds are powerful. Those of you who are believers of God, he literally spoke the earth into existence. He can have a thought and it is so. And since we are made in his image, we are able to do the exact same thing. I believe that's the reason why manifestation works. But there's a little fuzzy area with that. So I don't want to go into too much detail with that. Um, I was practicing manifestation, but I'm not sure where I sit with that or if I want to do that, because I'm not sure if that's you playing your own God or if that's just us doing what we were naturally designed to do. But all the glory goes to God. So maybe perhaps I'll look into that further, do some research, and do an episode on that. If that's something you're interested in learning about, and you would like for me to do an episode on that, I encourage you to leave me a comment and let me know you're interested. And I'm probably going to research it anyways, but I'd like to hear from you. So the affirmations, maybe you've had all these affirmations, you have them, that's great. So if you do them, that's amazing. And if you don't, you can start. So what I was thinking of is, why not create a new affirmation? You can even do monthly affirmations for those monthly goals. Maybe, let's see, maybe for the month of January, I'm going to say, I'm going to complete my TEDx speech. The month of January, that is my one main thing that I'm going to do. Okay, so perhaps my new affirmation could be, well, I'm thinking of my old one, but I'm just going to give you an example, that I am God's faithful, empowering vessel for the world. That matches my goal, and that could help you. And there's a lot to be said with saying this to yourself in the mirror. Now, I know some of you might think, oh, that's so stupid. It's so silly. Believe me, I understand that, because I'm like, oh, I'm going to look at myself in the mirror and talk to myself. How lame, right? They call people crazy when they see them talking to themselves. So why would you want to do that in the privacy of your own home? That's weird. I get that. But I also know that there's power in our words. If you're a believer, our words have power. You can speak life or death with your tongue. That's why it's important to mind what you say. And it's science driven. My last episode, I shared a video of how the IKEA video, where there was two plants that were being spoken to positively and negatively. And you could see the one that was positive was thriving and growing in all the ways. And the plant that was spoken to negatively was very droopy. It was just down and ugh. And I was using that to demonstrate how our words have power, and music, and the types of things that you listen to, because that's very important. So that's why it's important to do this and speak it out loud to yourself. Those of you might be familiar with mirror work, you might not. Literally just looking at yourself in the mirror and talking to yourself, maybe even talking to that little girl that's inside of you that, was hurt, and just reminding her that you're taking care of her now, that you got her, or him, whoever that is. But there's really, there's power in how you speak to yourself. So affirmations really are powerful. So if you've already done them, I encourage you to create some new ones. And if you're going to try the monthly goals for 2023, I encourage you to have a new affirmation that you say to yourself all day, every day, so that way you can do everything within your power to accomplish that monthly goal. And if you're somebody that has never done affirmations before, now's the time. You want a different life? You got to take action. You can't just sit there and wait for something to come, because that's not how life works, unfortunately. You got to take action. You got to take that step. And it looks different for everybody. Somebody can take baby steps and have, a slower progress, but they're making progress, and that's all that matters. Somebody else might be taking leaps and bounds, and of course, they're making progress. But never, remember, I say this all the time because it's so important, never, ever compare yourself to somebody else's journey. You guys are not the same. You do not think the same. You did not experience the same trauma. You did not experience the same upbringing. You were not raised in the same country, state, house, siblings. So you are different, and there's only one of you. There is only one of you. So you get to be the best that you can be. And you can do that by taking action. And you can do that by stating new affirmations for yourself that can get you to accomplish the goals that you set yourself up for 2023. 2023 can be the year for you. All it takes is just the courage and the willingness to do anything and everything that it takes to achieve that for yourself. And that's what this is all about. And then lastly, I thought of a new agreement. What is a new agreement that you can make for yourself? And again, this can look different for everybody. It depends on what's going on with you in your life. Maybe you're somebody that's a people pleaser. You don't think about what's best for you or what you want because you're so concerned about making sure you make another person happy so they're not mad at you or so that they don't mistreat you or, this, that, and the other. A people pleaser. Maybe for 2023, you're going to make a new agreement with yourself and you're going to say, I'm done with people pleasing. I will no longer allow myself to people please. And then, of course, state what you're going to do. From now on, I am going to focus on what's best for me and my family. So that's an agreement. And you could state that daily. That can be part of your affirmations. You can lump that in there. And same thing, you can do this as a monthly goal for yourself as well. I'll give you another example. Like I said, let's say that for January, my new affirmation or my new goal is I'm going to complete my TEDx talk. My new affirmation, I'm still going to, it's that one that I said was an old one, but I'm going to come up with a new one because I want to follow my own advice, right? Practice what you preach, right? So I'll have a new one, but I want to put some thought into it. So I'm going to create my new affirmation. I'm going to state it to myself. I'm going to come up with one off the cuff. Tiffani, your story deserves to be heard because it can be what other people need to start their own healing journey so they can start living their best life. Ta-da! And then my new agreement could be, I promise to not put anything before working on my TEDx speech. And I promise to apply to at least one place every single day, bare minimum. That could be a simple agreement that I'm going to make for myself, and you can do it too. So I just wanted to share to give you a little idea, an example of what that can look like. Because I'm telling you, you do this, you'll be unrecognizable come, the end of 2023. I guarantee you, I do. If you do this, if you do some of these things, especially the ones that prepare you for 2023, I truly believe that once you take action, you can seriously build the life that you want. That doesn't mean it doesn't come with life's challenges. But once you make a choice to start walking on your healing journey and you start purging traumatic experiences that have happened to you, getting rid of that unforgiveness, getting rid of any grudges, all those things that are heavy that just weigh you down, and you just start purging and purging, the only place you have left to go is up. You start to rise. And I truly believe that that's the reason why you start to feel lighter. Your world looks brighter, and it can all happen for you. You have an opportunity. The end of the year is here. 2023 is right around the corner. You have the opportunity to take your life into your own hands and create the life that you want. Start healing today. Start taking action. You are worthy. You deserve this. It doesn't matter what you've experienced in your past. You can make a choice to learn from it and rise above it. And if there's something that you're experiencing and you're looking to heal and just rise above it, you can be a testimony and you can help somebody else rise above their situation. There's something beautiful about being able to help other people rise above their own life circumstances. And I truly hope that that is something that would resonate with you because, like I said, you're worthy and you deserve it. And I just want to wish you all a very happy new year. And if you're somebody that would like to start your healing journey, but you just don't know where to start, you don't know what that looks like, if it looks impossible, if you're just wondering how in the world I have the desire and I really, really, really want to do this, but Tiffani, I just don't understand. I don't know. You don't know my life. You don't know what I've gone through. Believe me, I understand those thoughts. Not saying I understand your life, but I do understand those thoughts. And I believe that part of my life's experience, where I have experienced a little bit of everything here and there, sexual abuse to, drinking, to drugs, to being homeless, to, abandonment, betrayal, just a little bit of everything. I've been there. I'll never say that I know what it feels like to you, but I do have those experiences. And I also know what it's like to rise above it and to get out. I have collected a lot of tools and techniques, emotional release rituals, a lot of things that I've done, and those of you that know, I do have my book, Unlocking Your Ability to Heal, and it shares my life story of overcoming a life of abuse. And I wrote this book for you. I wrote this book for the world because I didn't want to just hold on to all of this precious information. No, I was like, you know what? If there's a way out, I gotta speak from the highest mountain. And that's what my TEDx speech is all about. I have to get to the highest mountain. I have to share this information. I have to shout it from the rooftops. I need the world to know there's a way out. There is a way out. You don't have to suffer. You don't have to stay in that spot. You don't have to be stuck. You can rise above it. You can get out. You can. And I'm your biggest cheerleader. I'm here rooting you on. So you'll see my email at the bottom of the screen. You're welcome to jump on a complimentary Zoom call with me. You can email me at Tiffani at gmail.com. If you're not, for whatever reason, you don't feel comfortable doing a Zoom call, I understand that, especially those that have anxiety disorder or social anxiety. Been there. I know what that's like. And I just want you to know that I care about you. I don't have to know you on a personal level to care about you. God made me this way. I just care about people. I know what it's like to be alone and to feel like you don't have a soul in the world that is willing to take the time to hear you, to feel those feelings with you, and to guide you safely out of the space that you're in. So I encourage you to visit TiffaniPatlan.com, schedule a call with me. I'll also have my scheduling link in the description box for you. And if you have any questions for me, I encourage you to leave me a comment. And that's it for me, everybody. I will see you on the next episode. Take care, everybody, and have a very happy and safe new year.